black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Blackwatch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch. Let the show begin.
Clap it up, Commander General Yahanna. He's coming on. Live, sir. Hold on. I don't see you. I think Marad's going to pull you up right now, sir.
Line. Damn, I think I'm on the line with you too. Damn. Hold on. It's a lot for y'all. Okay, good. There you go. The what? What's going on, Israel? ISUPK.com is the website. Hey, we getting it on, man. We looking good. We looking good all the way going into next year. Welcome to the show. I'm Commander General Yahanna in the building. We got General Muhammad back in the building, a heavy hitter with us. Give it up. General Maka Allah throwing it down big time. Big it up. General Hazayan in the building, holding it down as usual, man. We had a good trip out there to Florida, man. Got the generals out of the city for a minute. You understand? Also, Officer Murad, Officer Yadiah, and Officer Ibad holding us down in the studio. Let's do what we do. Let's get it in, y'all. All right, a lot of things going on. A lot of things to stay up to date on, too, man. A lot of things to stay up to date on. Give us a minute. You know we're going to get into how the Most High completely put his foot in Esau's behind down there in Kentucky. Like the Lord hit them, brother, on a level that is, amazing. You know what I mean? So we're going to get to that in a quick second. Where we starting at, y'all?
The way she was stalling, woman falsely accused black man of stealing her phone until it rings in her purse thanks to a store clerk.
Imagine that. You can't even. These, and once again, we talked about this many a time. Get me right on this. That they were going to do a ton of things like this. That they were going to do stuff like this to harm the Lord's chosen people. Like once again, we don't see what's going on behind the scenes. We see now that they got some strength down on the cops. That don't mean it's all the way over. Right or wrong?
Right. Sir, if I could, that's willful attempted murder. If there was any justice in this evil world, she would be arrested for willful attempted murder on top of filing a false police report. All right, which many cities don't even have that. That's really not even illegal in most cities. You have to go so far to get charged with filing a false police report. You got to do so many things. Just calling the cops itself on purpose, trying to lie to get someone locked up. Most cities you won't even get locked up for that. But imagine today, that is willful attempted murder.
I think you might need to explain to everybody what you mean by willful intentional attempted murder, because I don't know if they actually understand just what it is that you mean. And why is it an attempted murder?
The water, sir. Kind of the one kind. Now think about now with everything that has happened in society, with all of the videos, because of the phones you have in your hand and the news that you have access to now, the same video clips about George Floyd and Eric Gardner and the countless videos of police officers murdering black men because they were called for simple problems, simple issues. those same videos that caused the black community to raise up in an uproar, those videos in actuality cause white people to know that there is another weapon that they can use against black people. We think that those videos make us angry. We go out and protest when we see these videos of cops killing black men for nothing, for traffic stops. But those videos also empower racist white people. They see those videos and they know that if I call the cops on a black man, I can use the police to kill a black man who simply is an annoyance to me, who has aggravated me in some way, who has inconvenienced me. We're angry about those videos of cops killing black men. Racist white people are empowered by them. And because of that, this white woman has lied and said that a black man stole her phone when her phone is in her purse because she wants the cops to come and murder for her. If you don't believe me, go look up suicide by cop. This is an actual thing that's in the diagnosis of mental illness professionals right now. Some people believe, because of hearing about and the news stories and the movies about cops killing people, they decide that they will pretend that they are a threat because they want the cops to kill them. And the popular name for it is suicide by cop. And cops are trained to watch out for people with mental illnesses who are simply attempting to commit suicide because of the TV and movies. They believe that a cop will be quick to kill someone that's a threat. Well, if that's real, then why isn't it real that there can be attempted murder by cop? Some white Karen, some white man calling the cops on purpose because he believes, because of social media and the movies and countless video accounts, that a cop will come and murder someone if he calls them on any black man for any reason. Well, here we have it. She said her phone was stolen. Her phone was in her purse. Now you ask yourself, what was her purpose in calling the cops? Salak, yes, sir.
Sir, if I could, Junior, that was real heavy what you said about the suicide by cop. Now, we in 2021, right? This is 2021. Back around the early 2000s, when I got on that SWAT team, I was assigned, and I had me what they call a less lethal shotgun that shoots a beanbag round, right? I had to qualify with that shotgun. Now, what I had to qualify with, I had to be able to hit you in your thigh, your shoulder, without hitting the heart, either side, the thigh. I had to qualify almost real. They had to be real precise with that firearm, because if we knew somebody was trying to be suicide by cop, I was called to neutralize that so we didn't let that happen. So it is a real, they do know about it. It is a real thing, like how you saying, sir, because you get taught. I was trained on how to use that shotgun. When I went on the street, I had two shotguns, a lethal, less lethal, and I had an M4. Now, that was my tools I carried every day.
Now, Haas, if I could, if they know that people call the cops sometimes attempting to use the cops to kill themselves, then they clearly know that some white women call the cops attempting to murder black men.
Yeah.
And they could do the same training. They could say, wait a minute, she's white, she's upset, he's black. Let's be careful. Let's train so that we aren't used to murder a black man at the behest of a white woman.
Yeah.
Same training if they gave a damn about your life. So like,
and I believe a lot of them might probably get that same training too. It's just they don't use it. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear no stories about, they neutralize some black man. You understand? And now the flip side, General, white people sometimes do the same thing. There's a crazy vet called the police, or somehow they was called on him. He pulled out his gun. He telling the cop, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. He ready to get it in like the Wild Wild West, murder by suicide. But the police know he one of them. He said, hey, buddy, you got on the scene. You got on a Marine jacket, man. Come on, I got one too. I'm a Marine. I was in this and that battalion. Talked him all the way down. You know what I'm saying? As a buddy and as a brother. I don't want to do it. Come on. We don't want to do this, man. We fought in the same team. And this. Oh, with the whole thing until the devil finally said, all right, put the gun down. Talked him out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
We don't.
Meanwhile,
privilege. You don't get that.
Meanwhile, he ain't never gonna do that for a black man.
For sure.
Officer, you die.
If I may, sir, would you bringing out so heavy, General, is that we did a story, I believe, a couple months ago. I don't know if you recall those 2 Edomite kids that had them assault rifles firing at those police officers, and the cops was like, "Let's not kill these kids."
Yes, I remember that. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. You died.
Oh, that was it, sir. Salagi, sir.
I think we have the good, Maya.
Just and that means you die that they perfectly know we about to kill some kids when they kill them black kids. When they get the car, know they got to come join them gun. They know I might have to kill this kid, and I ain't got no problem with it. They thinking about it, you understand? But when it's theirs, of course, they thinking another type of way.
Officer, you die. You have video?
Come, we have the video, sir.
Please.
Can you call it because she won't let us call it?
Yeah, that's phone number. 916. Well, he could have turned off the ringer.
Oh my God! Are you really that fucking naked, lady?
All right, guys. I don't like your phone. You don't need
guys,
to.
Yeah, dude.
Let's try to just stay calm and cool. Okay. So 916.
I really need my phone back. Stop looking at him like it's her. Talk to him. He's trying to help you.
Let me get the number. 916.
Is everything in my pocket?
Do you want to pat him down?
You pat me down, bro.
I'm still waiting for the number.
Well, if it's in his pocket, it won't ring because he turned off your ringer. Is what you're also accusing us of. Even though he just emptied out everything in his pocket. Here's his pocket with his vape in it. Do you want to turn it out?
Guys, can we?
She can't.
Well, they have my number, and they have my phone.
Well, let's.
We don't have your phone.
I just spoke it right here, right behind me.
How about you type it in? I didn't take it.
You type it in.
I did not take it. What would I even do?
Right now.
Is it in your purse, man?
It is. I'm so sorry.
Really?
I am sorry.
All right, cool.
I apologize.
No, you're not.
Wait, did they say F off and keep walking?
I'm not sure. Somebody said it, I think.
I think somebody said. I just want to hear what Jake's response was to that pig. To that entitled piece of garbage. If you could, Murrah. Let's find out. I want to know what was Jake's response to that piece of garbage. You taking it back? Did I lose y'all?
Salaka, sir, I got it. Salaka, I have my mic off.
Okay.
I'm running it back right now.
I just want to hear what was said.
I just freaked out.
No, you're not.
Go right back. Go right back. A little bit back. When she dials it right there, yeah.
What would I even do?
Right now.
Is it in your purse, man?
It is. I'm so sorry.
Really?
I am sorry.
All right, cool.
I apologize.
No, you're not.
Sir, that was his Edomite wife.
Oh.
Therefore, he did the nervous laugh.
I'm really.
He laughed. His white woman wife said F off.
Like once again, she ain't feeling like a slave.
No.
That Edomite ain't feeling like a slave. To her, it was insane that the white girl did it. But the brother laughed it off like this is a daily life in this hell under these people. What, you were saying something, Maya Salaki?
No, you must have read my brain.
Damn, Salaki.
They said he emptied all his pockets and everything trying to prove to this woman he didn't have
Right. Will show you the spirit of oppression we under. It's like if you go, and that's why and let me say this, which we're gonna bring out next story anyway. That's why they beat Emmett Till half to death. I mean to death the way they did, because they were instilling that lesson into Israelite men many years ago. And if you black and Latino, that no matter what, you better not never be angry with a white woman. You better not never feel like you're being violated regardless of what a white woman do. And that's why that brother just laughed it off like this is a daily thing. But his woman being an Edomite and probably never experienced nothing nowhere near that as an Edomite, looked at that like she couldn't believe it. Just told the white woman F off. And then the white woman tried to say something and she said, no, you're not. Like she didn't take the apology. And then the white woman still followed behind her. The video stops, but the white woman still followed behind her, trying to convince her, you know, that she's not a disgusting piece of garbage like she is. You understand? And that spirit needs to come up in us. Like that brother needs to be able to be free to say F off. And like you said, you know, that's attempted murder because the calling of the cops could get him killed.
Yeah. General, if he'd have walked out that store and didn't empty his pockets out, the whole cop department from 30 counties would have been at him.
Yep.
Guns drawn, the whole nine over a cell phone that was always in her purse. And then they're going to say, well, why didn't he just stop and empty his pockets out?
They killed Eric Gardner over Lucy cigarettes.
Yes, they did.
Surely they'll kill somebody over a cell phone.
Yep.
Yep.
It'd just be an oops.
Yep.
Oops, sorry.
We didn't know.
Yep.
Well, you know, one day I was going to I had training on a Saturday. I taught a class, a self-defense class, when I was working, right? And that law enforcement stuff that I had back in the day. And I was going to a class on a Saturday. And I would come there and I had on sweats, right? With a hoodie. It was cold. It was like January or something. And it was freezing. So I parked in the parking lot that was designed just for us. I come out the parking lot, I run across the street, and I run down to get in the building because it was cold. Somebody was outside smoking a cigarette. They see me running, but they dropped their cigarette in mid-stroke. I mean, the puff didn't even come out. And they ran in the building. And I said, what the hell going on? I'm going to be hiding like something going on. So I run into the building, and I go in there, I pull out my badge, and I hit the bell buzzer come in, and the person look at me like, oh, it was you. And I looked at her like, you. Yeah, I know what I got there. I see you every day. You say hi and all this thing. And I'm running in a sweatsuit trying to get out the cold. You went inside like I'm a criminal. And then when she come inside, she was shocked. And all I could do was say, and I didn't say it out loud, but under my breath, I was like, you mother piece of. I just turned and walked out of the thing. It was ridiculous.
Haas get a call on his walkie-talkie. There's a criminal in here. He go, where? Where they at?
but Haas, as a black man, that must have been a very unique experience to be on one side and looked at like brothers are looked at, and then on the other side have the uniform on and have them look at you with exemption.
Yeah.
From the usual evil. Like I see why I see why you are the way you are about this truth. Because you know, okay, if nobody knows, you know that the behavior that is being perpetrated against black men is completely not true and not normal. Like they like to act like it's normal. But it's not normal because once you had to put on that uniform, you saw how they really act differently than they do with brothers just running down the street with a sweatsuit on. Like that brother lost his life down there in the South because he looked inside of an abandoned house, a construction house, and then went running down the street and they murdered him for it, the Edomites.
Sir, if I could give you another phenomenon, not only about suicide by cop, here's another phenomenon. Black cops killed by other cops in pursuit of a criminal.
Yes.
It's a phenomenon that happens all the time.
Yes.
It's so much. They did a news report on it where certain cities, black cops will not go and pursue unless they have a uniform on because they know that if they pursue a criminal because they're plain clothes or they were off duty, they know they're going to get killed.
New York is one of them.
Ask cops, well, why don't you pursue? They say, well, I was off duty. I heard the call, but I was off duty, or I'm playing clothes, so I don't pursue because I know that I have a high likelihood of getting shots. And you can just go Google these numbers. I've done it. And they get killed all the time.
Yeah.
When a cop goes to pursue somebody because the other cops think he's a criminal.
Listen,
happens every day.
Listen, I was growing up in New York out and heard about it all the time. All the time I was hearing about it. The first thing they would ask is, did he have the color of the day on? Did he have the color of the day on? And some of them be like, look, you can't always wear the color of the day because there's cops telling the criminals what the color of the day is. So in other words, the criminals know that the color of the day, so they know you, even though you plain clothes, they know it's you because you got the color of the day on. So some cops attempting to not be detected by the criminals do not wear the color of the day and then get shot. Listen, and if I could, growing up, a lot of them shootings, those cops were shot in the back.
Yes.
A lot of them shootings they were shot in the back. They was pursuing the criminal and got shot in the back. That's why it was so wise for General Young to weigh the balance of all this, man, and push this joint off the cliff. Because listen, if you be damn right, if you trying to be a cop in 2022, you are out of your mind. First of all, Esau is about to pay a king's ransom to a McDonald's worker in about 2 seconds. In about 2 seconds, they're going to pay whatever you ask to keep these businesses open. Because people are leaving these businesses like crazy. Corporations are starting to feel the pinch. You understand? And so what's going to happen is they're going to have to pay higher wages. And for you to go out there to turn around and want to be a cop, you just want to hurt black people at this point.
Yeah.
Like if you ain't steadily, earnestly trying to change your profession, and you are just looking for trouble. You want trouble with other people because first of all, in city and state and federal jobs, you have a ranking system based on how long you've been there and based on the test that you take. You have different levels. So if you're on one level, you can go find a job on the same level that's different from something that you got to carry a gun to protect Esau's garbage. You understand? And protect, and sad in that you got to protect the people who are starving and dying in these streets. Like Israel has always been, all the 12 tribes have always been absolutely excellent at surviving in captivity. But this captivity we getting ready to go into now, this level is beyond the pale on this level right here. Yeah. And brother, they letting it happen. It's beyond the pale. They letting it happen. And because of it, the suffering that our people getting ready to go under is going to be extreme suffering. And a black man, you can forget it. You're going to be under, we damn near going back to the days where you couldn't be in the house or she couldn't get a welfare check. They're going back to them days. All them issues with them, the child care grants and all of that money that they talking about giving out to black women, they gonna put some restrictions on them things, man. You're gonna have to turn in your husbands. You're gonna have to do all kinds of evil things against black men because they want it stopped. And their justification will be, this is how you lower crime, when in fact they're increasing crime. Like a black man, a Latino man, a Native Indian man that don't come into I.S.U.P.K, you understand, and follow what it is that I done laid down in here for everybody is a fool. Because you're out there waddling in hell, and hell is just bringing you down into the grave. I see brothers out here, they don't know what to do, how to do. They don't even know how to function or survive out here as a human being in this hell because they done been so destroyed from so young. You must wake up and come into this body. But that was a wise choice to make, a wise choice to make.
Most I ain't Christ,
Get the hell up out of that joint, man.
I know that was because of you, sir. Them classes you would see, the GEN.YAHANNA, GEN.YAHANNA, y'all stand up and I used to wait for y'all 2 o'clock in the morning. I saw that red minivan, I flew out of the street. Caught y'all coming from DC all the time. And I'm gonna say the water for what you did, because every time you took the time to talk to me and didn't show like it was no problem. It was always, you know what I mean, no effort shown and stand and take the time to talk to me. And that's what got me, General, because I know a few things that GEN.YAHANNA said, I experienced and lived it. It is that there when you work in plain clothes, you got to fear yourself, not just the criminals, but the people you work with or other cops. Because I know one time I was working plain clothes and I was working by myself in an unmarked car, plain clothes, and I'm riding around. and I'm going out a block, and I see this cop car. Yo, he almost hit me head on. He was going so fast when he saw me. And when he pulled up on me, I just sat back in the car, looked at him. And when he came up, I pulled my badge out, and he was like, but yo, he almost hit me head on with his car. And all these other cars came out of nowhere, and they knew who I was. But this one cat, this one Edomite cop, they used to call him he was like a robo-cop. You know what I mean? One of them agents. And he almost tore the front of my car up. I never forget that, man. And listen, the look on his face when he saw that I was a cop was one of depression. Like, not that, okay, he wanted me. It was like, I ain't got him. Like, he was sad that I wasn't the guy who was committing all the crimes. I never forget the look on his face when he looked at me. You know what I mean? I said, wow, this is crazy.
Now, and
to do something. Sorry, sir.
No, go ahead. He had what?
No, that was it, General. You know what I mean? And I think about the assignments. I remember I was talking to you about it. And it's still fresh in my mind when I turned down some assignments. And one of them was really highly touted. And I turned it down. And I'll never forget when I got approached. And I turned it down. Yo, he was like, you've been waiting for this. I said, yeah, I know. I said, nah, I'm not into it no more like this. I said, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, I felt something inside of me when I turned it down that felt like a relief. Like damn, they're like, okay, I feel better now. The pressure of taking this assignment, even though I wanted it bad. You know what I mean? If you're on law enforcement and you get a DEA assignment, anybody that's been in law enforcement and you get offered a DEA assignment, that's like you going to the damn FBI or something. That's something that's highly up there. And to turn that assignment down is like, yo, what's wrong with you? You all right? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine. That's what they wanted. My spirit wasn't there no more. You know what I mean? And something I learned, and I hope every brother and sister learn in these classes, you know what I mean? What Commander GEN.YAHANNA taught us is brotherhood. And when he was putting in my head, brotherhood, he said, you be safe from the streets, but they still your brothers and sisters. Yo, that's stuck in my head. So when I was encountering people, all I could hear was Commander GEN.YAHANNA with the brotherhood. You know what I mean? And then be safe, but they still your brothers. So now I started living that on that job. And because I was living that on the job, that's when I started catching feedback because my numbers were real high and went down low. I wasn't really doing what I was doing before. I was giving everybody a break. You know what I mean? So that's it. So I just wanted to bring that out, man. And the brothers and sisters out there who in that lifestyle, you can come out of that. It's life after it. It's job after it. You ain't got to think that's the only job where you get paid and get money. No. There is a life outside of that.
Damn right. And two things, if I could. First of all, big shout out to General Muhammad and General Micah Allah, who worked so hard them late nights, man. We were big shout out to Tazaliah too, man. Tazaliah was feeding niggas at 3 a.m, man. We out there teaching. We out there working with Haas and the other brother. And Tazaliah still feeding brothers and sisters, man. You know what I mean? Brothers, you know what I'm saying? Tazaliah made sure that refrigerator was full when we came over. We come down for the weekend. I know Muhammad, I know you was plotting on it. I know. We come down on the weekend, brother, the refrigerator packed to the rafters. Tazaliah like, man, eat whatever y'all want, man. Go get down. We out there 3 a.m. wearing out the doorstep, scaring the white people who thinking we robbing the place. They thinking we out there looking for somebody to rob. We out there waiting on Haas and the other cops to come on through and sit down and break bread about these scriptures, man. You know what I mean? And so big shout out to them. Big shout out to Tazaliah, man, for really, holding us down and getting us through that fire at that time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you probably saved a whole lot of brothers' lives too, Haas, you know what I'm saying, by waking up and putting this thing on the other side of the table. A lot of cops. I told you I went down to Atlanta recently. I was in Atlanta. Where is it at that has the Buffalo Soldier Museum? Where was we at? We travel so much, man. I be forgetting where the hell I'm at.
Atlanta sounds right.
I think it was in Atlanta. I forget it. I don't even remember why we was there. But anyway, one of them cities, man, down there in the South, we went down there and we went over to the Buffalo Museum, and it was the cops, there was cops out front securing the place, and the minute I told him who we were, the first thing he did was bring up how hard they working, them brothers is working to not be, them type of brothers, and they were saying how they would tell their commanding officers, don't put me over there in Houston. There it is. It was down Houston. It was the barbecue. My bad. Thought it was Atlanta. It was Houston. Big shout out 09. It was Houston. And so the Houston cops was telling us, Kyle Ryan, big shout out to him. He was down there with us. And he was trying to explain to us how we are not, we tell the sergeants and the higher officers, we tell them, listen, don't put me up in that area with them Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they call them, Caucasian. But they were like, don't put us up there. They said, put us down here where our brothers is at, man. That we know how to police them, man. We're going to lower your numbers in killing black men. And at the same time, man, we're going to get this community policing up. Now, it ain't as great as just stepping off. But it at least is just like it was. It's getting into the spirit of how it was with John the Baptist when he told the centurions to don't exact more than they should. Don't rob these people. Don't do the extortion they was doing. John tried to explain all that to them, man, and taught them brothers to not do that. And brother, that's the right spirit, man. And we got some other brothers. There's another brother, I believe, down in Houston. He's an ex-officer too. Did a hell of a job with a brother and his family when a cop ran over his mother. This cop ran over his brother's mother, man, and killed his mother. And the brother ain't know what to do. The brothers resurrected him. Big shout out to Kahuntham Yah. Big shout out to Captain Yatazak. Captain Kahuntham Yah, Captain Yatazak. And this brother, I forget this brother's name, but the brother went and talked with this brother and comforted his family, man, and explained to this brother, man, that I used to be an officer as well. And there's life, like you said, there's life after that, man. There's life because these streets, like it's so dumb. Last point, it's so dumb in this respect. You policing a zone that Esau created to rob people. He created it to have criminals and to rob people. You let crime stop. I pray, I wish I could wake up every brother and show him how beneficial it is to us as a people to just say we ain't gonna commit no more crime. You know what I mean? Not for Esau's sake or because that bastard tells us to. Who gives a damn about that? The reason to do it out is because it would crush so much in this empire. So much in this empire is built on pursuing and killing us. And it would just set us up in such the right position to do the things we need to do. So that's why, big shout out to you, General Haas, for putting that in, you know what I mean? And changing brothers' lives. I told you all the way in Houston, man, them brothers was damn near pleading with me in the car. Like, don't look at us like that, man. We trying to fix it. We trying, you know what I'm saying? They trying, you know what I'm saying? They ain't nowhere near the other brothers are, but at least their mind is open because here's what it used to be before the ISUPK put the gauntlet down. The spirit in this place was that the black cops hated black perpetrators as well. You understand? And the more black perpetrators, get me right on this, the more black perpetrators that they caught, the more they became angry with black men like y'all the problem. They start siding with the Edomites like y'all the problem. You understand? So they start, you know what I'm saying? They start coming after them. You right out. They not only will they have nothing else to chase. Put that one back up if you could, Marah. Rod the God 84. You right. They wouldn't have nobody to chase. But here's the other part that kills me. You understand? Is that them detectives get $400,000? It costs $400,000 a year to investigate a murder. $400,000. You understand? A year to investigate a homicide. You know what I mean? If you think about all the economics they would have, they destroying us with. I mean, I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. You got to be a dreamer really on a certain level to even have the faith to stand up and seek the kingdom of heaven. You can't be some cat that just only looks at what's in front of you. In the UPK, you're gonna have to, like the scripture said, we have how does it go, y'all? We walk not by sight.
We walk by faith and not by sight.
That's right. Somebody pull that scripture for me. Like you're gonna have to walk by some faith. As far as I'm concerned, brother, we can fix the entire nation of Israel. We can make it an absolute perfect nation. And I have no doubt it can be done. Even if the scriptures say it could be done, I still got the faith the Lord might change his mind. You know what I'm saying? Put another scripture in. We could deliver every brother out. And that's how we should be, because if we do, then with that spirit, we can decide what it is we want to do and not do. You understand? Like we are caught up. And here's what I think about when it comes to brothers. You understand? And crime. I feel it feels so much being a cat that understands about hunting and trapping and fishing and things of that nature. I understand so well learning these scriptures how much black men, Latino men, Native Indian men you're basically a hunted animal. And you don't know that you can't see the bait, you don't see the hunter, you have no clue of the rifle. You understand? You are just like any animal in the woods, living your life, fulfilling your lust, fulfilling your desire until the hunter come and take your life away. And the problem is the I.S.U.P.K, we like animals in the jungle with you. They're saying to you, no, there's a hunter over there. And you're like, what the hell is a hunter? Pow! You're dead. We like the fish in the water with you saying, no, don't eat that worm. It's got a hook on it. What the hell is a hook? Yank, you're snatched out of the damn water. Like that's who we are. And it's sad to see. And I wish we could convey that spirit to the brothers and sisters so that they could turn around now and pull back from all of that. You know what I mean? Like we've been living this life so long, 400 years plus years, that we believe you cannot end crime. We believe that we as a people cannot be holy. That's really what's in our mind. In our mind, there's no way there could be a holy place. There's no way there could be a place where crime and lewdness and evil and sexual deviancy does not exist. I'm here to tell you, man, if I got to listen, the UPK will be me, General Muhammad, General GEN.YAHANNA, and nobody else, Haas, the rest of the generals. And that'll be it. We'll just have Passover at my house in the backyard. You know, man, and that'll be it. It'll be I.S.U.P.K, 7 cats or 8 cats or a couple others that might. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? As long as I've done my job. Christ didn't worry about it when they turned their back on him. You understand? He just turned to the 12 and said, y'all gonna leave too? Y'all gonna bitch up out of this too? We got to make this place holy out. And if you ain't ready to be a righteous holy man, then you should not take no ranks up in here. If cat can offer you some rank and you know you're a disgusting, slimy bastard, then you should just chill until the Lord change you. You understand? Because you're going to, like the scripture say, it's better you did not take hold of this plow than you take this plow and turn back. You understand? And if you do, I guarantee you I'm coming to get you. Muhammad will not be able to save you from me. I'm telling you right now. Muhammad will not deliver you out of my hands when I have to come for you because you decide to not be a man of God in the UPK. You're going to put a holy place. You're going to make this a holy place. This place here, we're going to be holy as best we can. You understand? Not what been in them churches. We're supposed to be disgusted by what we see in church. Are we not? Are we not, generals? Are we not disgusted by what we've seen in these churches, man? We've seen every wicked act being done right under the quotes of the scriptures, man, with no attempt at fighting that spirit. That will not exist in the UPK. That ain't this place. That ain't this place, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the place that really believes in the Most High and does the scriptures. And you had better also. And you better come into this truth and do what you're supposed to do, because otherwise you asking the Most High to do something to you. And it should be frightening. It should be frightening in here. And I'm gonna get up off of it. But in the UPK, you should be afraid of this. You should be afraid that that brothers in here and sisters in here are seeking to be right with the Lord. And as they really right with the Lord, you should be afraid that the Lord might take this up. And you not wanting to be that way is sitting there in the way. You should be scared. I'm scared to death of. Y'all can call me a nerd. Sometimes the generals call me a nerd. They like, he a little quirky. He a little, they call me, that's all right. I ain't got to be cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
understand. Got to go run lap. You got to drop.
Yeah, Joe Muhammad, he always disagreed with me. I go, I say yes. Okay. You want it? Go ahead.
Listen, you know, confession good to the soul. I'm a little abusive to General Muhammad. Confession good to the soul. Like most brothers can say, Muhammad don't even really get that right to say Salah. Confession good to the soul. I wanted the way I wanted it. I want perfection in here. Salah, you know what I'm saying? Salah, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God! Like,
if I can, General, I think speaking like with hypothetical, shoot, it'll be just the generals, and we do the past. We done that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We done been in a room 8 strong with our families and kids, and that was the Passover.
That's right.
So God's wrong, making the bread for everybody because you know we were smart. When Satan was trying to destroy the UPK, you stood strong in it, and we was very few in number. But you always told us this thing gonna be more glorious than before.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go.
And it certainly won't be if we allow it to become something disgusting like them purple faggots. Like why do we work so hard to be right if we gonna not be right? You know what I'm saying? Like we should have just worked for another reason. You know what I'm saying? And not to bring forth a righteousness that the ISUPK has been fighting to have for a very long time in a world that believes that it cannot have that. But I believe that the men of the Most High in this UPK, and particularly these generals, are more than capable of bringing forth something glorious to Yahushua, which is a nation with rules and laws and dignity and self-respect, you understand, and to carry ourselves to the best of our ability and get punished for doing wrong shit. You know, I mean, we all do wrong shit at times, but what are we made of is what is going to be what's important. And brother, every man got to think of that. Whatever you was doing in the world, bring your skills in here. Don't bring the demons with you.
Yes, sir.
Bring your skills in here and be amazing in here, but leave them demons outside. You understand? Leave them demons out there. And if you think, you know what I'm saying, these generals won't catch it, you're a fool. Like these generals see inside your skull before you even open your mouth. Before you open your mouth, they looking inside your brain. They watching every neuron in your goddamn brain before you even open your mouth. You understand? You know what I mean? Like I know I'm getting up there because sometimes y'all come to me with some BS and I cut you off and don't mean to. I'm trying to be patient with you. I know you telling me some BS, so I just cut you the hell off. Forgive me for it. But stop. We got to strive for absolute righteousness. If we want the angels on our side, you want the Lord to fight for us because hell is on its way. And we better be on it, brother. We better be impressing the Most High. We better find him just like anybody. Your children better make sure they showing you a way, you know, showing you why they're worthy for you to be feeding them, for you to be clothing them, for you to be protecting them, for you to be educating them. They better show you a reason for that. If they do not show you a reason for that, you're going to be angry with them. You're going to be like, what the hell am I doing all this for? For you to be that? Hell no. And brother, we better do the same for the Most High. He deserves at least what we would require for ourselves. I'm off of it. The water, y'all.
General, if I could, I'd say one last thing. I think the Lord has had me say this, General. I remember when I first got into that type of work and got out and graduated and all that, hit the streets, it killed me because everything was black. I had almost had an anxiety attack because everything was always black. And I remember in my mind saying to myself, it's got to be a different way. And I said, maybe if I quit and become a teacher, maybe I can reach the people that way. So I was going to start doing that. I was going to quit or take some classes where I was at and then learn how to be a teacher, get a degree, and go teach the kids to stop the onslaught of what I was saying. And then, lo and behold, a year or so later, here come the truth. Here come you,
like that was like the Lord heard you.
Yeah, I was in the 7-Eleven, 38th and Chestnut. Right in there, all three of y'all. Commander GEN.YAHANNA, GEN.YAHANNA, GEN.YAHANNA. And all I did was be quiet. I ain't say nothing. I was just listen. So again, we was working, and we said, the brother with me said, said something to you. And GEN.YAHANNA said, yeah, what's up? What's going on? We got out, we talked, and I was like hooked. I was hooked. And what you gave me, okay, did something that I want everybody to understand. Because in the world, you think you know something, you think you got a way to help a person out. And you get frustrated because people don't listen to you in the world, right? You tell them, look, man, don't do that. You will get jammed up, X, Y, Z. They don't listen. And they don't hear nothing you saying. But what you gave me and what you gave us in this truth is this truth. And when brothers and sisters listen and change their life, you see that's the best feeling in the earth. You know what I mean? I finally had something where I can tell a person or tell them and show them, listen, man, don't do it this way. They listen, they do it, and see the joy of they accomplished something. Like they did something great and holy, and it kept them from getting danger or hurt coming at them. Like that is everything to me. And it's what you taught me and what you showed me in the I.S.U.P.K. That it's about your people, not just about you.
Most High in Christ, huh?
Israel. Slocky, sir.
No, damn right. Most High in Christ. Like we should desire something right here. Yeah. We should desire something right here, man, and we should strive for it. And we should fight for it. That's what the UP since 69. That's what the UPK been about. The UPK found out that we was the 12 lost tribes of Israel, the holy people of the Lord. And it made the UPK be like, we gotta go back and get that kingdom. And brother, it was so right to do. It was so right in an evil world for brothers that have a place. Like you said, you seeing all this evil. You saying to yourself, it's obvious this gun on my hip is not deterring these brothers from throwing their lives away. You understand? So I got to find another way to connect. And listen, and I've heard that story from a lot of black cops. A lot of black cops retired. I just read an article not too long ago where this sister got chastised by black women on the internet because she posted on her Instagram how she finally made enough money to retire her husband. I think we did a story on it. She got her business up to a level and retired her husband. Told him, you can quit that job. You can come on home and work with me now. And he quit that job out and retired, and he went to school and became a teacher. Because once again, the whole time he was a cop, he was thinking, I need a way to reach these kids, so that I could stop whatever this is. And what our people don't understand is, what you don't understand until you come into the truth, is that any part of this system that you try to stop that with will never work, because you're trying to stop something that's not by accident. This is not something that just happened. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a proliferation of wild animals. This is not what's happening here. What's happening here was orchestrated, thought out, planned, infrastructured, and executed. And in that execution, we became full out modern day slaves. With a straight up the pipeline, the prison pipeline is real. The drug addiction pipeline is real. The pipeline to turn you into a disgusting piece of garbage in church, it's real. Those are real things that they've sat down, thought about, put together, and thrown our brothers and sisters in the middle of it. Then when you in it and you want to change it, you think, well, maybe I could do it with teaching or this or with that. And in your case, Haas, the Lord heard you. The Lord heard you, and we walked up in that store, you understand, and General Muhammad GEN.YAHANNA sat up there and said something to that brother that opened up the door. He knew us from the past. He was trying to be, I remember that incident, that 7-Eleven. We used to go there all the time. And he was really halfway arrogant, you know what I mean, and taking the cop shit too serious. And that's why he was halfway. And that's why Muhammad and GEN.YAHANNA stepped to him like, like, don't act too extra with us. You know what I mean? And then he calmed down, of course, and went outside and talked with the brothers and was trying to get his spirit right. But the Lord was showing you that was the way to get away from all this evil. Like you was in the spirit asking the Lord for a way out of it. In the spirit, you were seeing it in the spirit that you wasn't trying to be a predator on your own. You know how to hunt predators. Lord knows this has been your life, even to this day. And the Lord that made you blow up with the whole thing. Like you done went on the highest level of all level. I heard the story in the car the other day. I'm like, God damn. Like the Lord done risen you. I want to talk your business, but the Lord done risen you so far above everything that you otherwise would have accomplished in the world on a whole nother level, which is so amazing, exciting, and everything you doing with the brothers. But the Lord heard you, man. He heard you, and he answered you, man, with real prophets of the Lord. You understand? And General Muhammad, General Mayat tirelessly worked hard to get this truth out and to get this thing going. And because of it, you was able to come in. And there's a lot of brothers that's in that same position, man. If they had an avenue to get out, they'd get out. Because they know. They sitting there watching it every day, and they know that this justice system, this criminal justice system ain't gonna do a thing for black men. It's not gonna fix us iota. I don't want to run on. I know we run up the time. They know it's not gonna fix an iota of things with black men, man, and Latino men and Native Indian men. It's gonna produce even more. It's too much money. Yeah, slavery is slavery. Once you in slavery, that's it. You know what I mean? Everything you do is going to be orchestrated for them to make money off of you. Everything. Going to jail, your schools, there's billions going into the school system that the students never see. It's billions going into the jail system that the prisoners never see. Like all of that is just like, why give it up when you can make so much money off of the slaves? You can make so much money off of the slaves that you could have the other nations come in. And you could gain favors from the other nations by letting them eat off of your slaves as well. So why would you give everything up? Which is why this place got to be better than every other place. Remember what Christ said, our King. He said, unless your righteousness surpass the righteousness of the Sadducees and Pharisees, you shall in no wise enter the kingdom of heaven. Unless we be better than the church in here. Unless we better than the Muslim mosque in here. A garment ain't gonna cut it. Not eating pork is not gonna cut it. Just studying the scriptures is not gonna cut it, man. Praising the Most High alone is not gonna cut it, because that's what the church and the mosque do also. That's not enough, man. It's not enough. You yourself got to choose against evil. You got to turn your back on your decisions of evil. You got to turn your back on the evil of this world. You got to turn your back on being a part of this world. You got to turn your back on having a life in this world if necessary. That's when it'll become efficient enough for Christ to say, well, they are better than the Sadducees and Pharisees. Otherwise, why wouldn't God go save the people in the church instead of you? If you're not going to be better than them, what's the point? What was the point of him giving you the truth and giving you righteousness and giving you these scriptures back? What did he give you your identity? 400 years, you done got your identity back out of nowhere. You're walking down the street and prophets standing on the street handing you back your identity out of thin air. You find your way back to your identity from 2,000 years ago. What was the point of him doing it? He said, I sent the prophets up early to come wake you up into this truth. What was the point? He could have just went and got the people in the church. They was reading the Bible, praising Jesus. He could have just took them. What was the point of him raising up the I.S.U.P.K and having it shock the world with breaking down the understanding of these scriptures, man? Bringing strong warriors in here. What's the point if you just going to be just like them? Makes no sense, man. We better surpass them out. We better surpass them in here. We better surpass every way in here. We better pursue righteousness and brotherhood and sisterhood in here for real. For real. And anybody that don't stand to that standard better be afraid in here. You might be comfortable being a daggone sodomite in some church, but you better be afraid to crack your wrist one time up in here, because you're going to be pulled up like, what the hell is this? You better be afraid in here. You want to sleep with somebody's child or whatever disgusting thing. Listen, I got no problem dealing with it at all. You better be better in here than that. You better be better. And what I'm saying, I'm telling you from the Lord. It might not be timely. It might be on this show. I'm telling you, God is telling me this. For us in this house called Israel, I.S.U.P.K, we better be better than that. I'm telling you straight up across the board. I'm going to get up off of it, y'all. I'm done. You understand?
I can, General. Speak on
listen, one last thing, my y'all.
Yes, sir.
The purple got plenty of room for more ranks.
Damn right.
Go ahead, General.
Listen, General, if I can speak on General Hazayan, you know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, when I first started seeing, well, first when most of the brothers we thought were strong with the I.S.U.P.K or that learned from the I.S.U.P.K put down their swords, you know, I just look at them like, you know, they was all Christian Israelites, and a lot of them, you know, we see them running to them and we say, hey, shalom, brother, and they wouldn't say nothing. It was like they was afraid of you, afraid of who, you know, us, because we rode with you, you know, wouldn't salute back. But this brother Hazayan, he was always different, like you said. He was always different. I used to see him go through Penn, you understand? I used to see him sitting in the squad car, you know what I mean? I look at him, he see me, and I say, shalom, brother. I started to just say shalom when I see them, just to see the bitch in them. When they or look, act like they ain't hear me and all that there, right? That's Hazayan. I said, shalom, brother. He would always, hey, shalom, Mark, real manly and right. You know what I'm saying? Which always struck me. This cat is different. You know, when he disobeying orders and stuff. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? And just from that, just seeing him the times we ran into him, you know what I'm saying? He was just a cut above the rest of them always. You know what I'm saying? His spirit was different. You understand? At one time, hell, delivered me, General. I remember when Jonathan was born, I tried to dip out late night, you know, and see my at the hospital, and I was working on my license, but it wasn't right yet. You know what I'm saying? So coming back, I drove through University of Penn again, and some devil, I don't even remember why he pulled me over. He pulled me over, Penn police. Over, and I said, damn. So he came over, he ran the license I had, but he saw that it wasn't suspended. I had to just say, yeah, I'm working on it, but yeah, you're right. It is not valid yet. So all of a sudden, another car pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, oh shit. You know what's going on?
That second car usually means you going to jail. That second car usually means you going to jail.
I was pulled up. He got out. He stopped the Edomite. Told the Edomite, listen, this is my people's, man. It's good. It sent him home. You know what I'm saying? And everything was good. He said, you good, man. All right. I said, yeah, I'm going to stay off these streets. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was that. I said, man, this guy, again, I'm like, what is going on? What the Lord doing with something with this brother? You know what I'm saying? So, I said, and delivered me. You know what I'm saying? Big up the high choices he made. You know what I'm saying? Coming right. He didn't have to do. You know what I'm saying?
And if we don't be right in here, I'm sending the sheriff, General Muhammad, after you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now. You listen, Esau ain't the only one with law enforcement. I got a sheriff in here too. Hell.
Listen, yours is more scary, General.
Right. Yeah, right. Yo, man, like we gotta be better, man. Right. We gotta strive for better. You know what I mean? We gotta be, and let me tell you something else too. I would, myself, if I was a person that went to church and then I come into I.S.U.P.K, if I see the same thing I see in the church, I'd be doubly disgusted by y'all. I'd be doubly disgusted because I'd know y'all know the scriptures. I'd know that y'all know the scriptures. I'd be doubly disgusted, man. You understand? And that we can't have that in here. Purple got plenty of room for that. Y'all can go join the purple. You know, the child molesting got plenty of that in here. Come and make yourself brand new so we can really love you in the brotherhood. Because Lord knows I love each and every one of the brothers that's in here. The brothers that's in here, we are a special breed in here. We fit for the battle. And we should stay fit for the battle and stay ready to show the Most High that we ready. You know what I'm saying? We should repent. Every man, as we going into this new year and coming up on this Passover, every man, woman, and child should just repent for whatever they might think they might have done. You should humble yourself before the Most High in Christ. Because ain't no one man made a mistake. We've all made mistakes in here. And you should humble yourself. A spirit of humility should come over this house that we walk in the righteousness of the Most High, that we renew our vows, like General Muhammad always say. Did you break your oath? Renew your oath before the Most High, man. You understand? And you ain't got to do it with pomp and circumstance in front of other people. But as we going towards this wonderful Passover coming up, renew your vows with the Most High, man. Renew your commitment to the Most High. You know what I mean? And especially you young brothers. Y'all young brothers coming up, get your commitment, get your track record down. Us old heads, we got track records. We've been doing this a long time. We got track records. Get your track record down. Get your rep and righteousness down. Like the scripture said, eschew evil, man. Turn from that evil and get strong up in here in the beloved brotherhood, man, that Christ gave us, man, and gave you, and reciprocate one to another. And I'm gonna chastise myself as well and press harder to be better at not aggravating these generals and doing what's right in this truth, man. That's so important, man. This is the time for that. You know what I mean? We need the Most High. So I said, I'm going to get up off it, man.
Come. It's like, sir, Katas, I want to say something, sir.
Please. You got Katas in the building. Big shout out to Katas.
I was trying to just sit in the corner and be quiet, but you said something about General Muhammad that I'd like to double down on. Like,
damn right.
General Muhammad's so ice cold. He'll tell me something, even if I don't understand it. I'll think about it every day for 6 months because I know he's right and I'm wrong. it'll be like a splinter in my mind. I'm like, I can't see it, but I have to find it. And I will just wait for it. And then it'll hit, and I'll be like, John, I know you don't need to hear this because you knew you were right. I just need you to know that I know you're right now. I will fight every piece of carnality in me until I see what he sees. Because I know that's how on point he is. I know whatever he says, that's it. I just want a big General Muhammad up.
Listen, what you saying is heavy. You know what I mean? Because I know I've always called Commander GEN.YAHANNA, General Muhammad, General Mayat about counsel for different situations. But I know one time, Kadazai, it was a shootout. Bullets is flying. I'm running right to the damn bullets, like a robot, right to it. Did all this stuff, and I went to go to pull my trigger. My flashlight died, so I couldn't pull it because shoot in the dark. Power was trained. I pulled back. I'm gonna catching the guy. I didn't discharge my firearm. I go back to my car, and my sergeant is on his way because he want to check my round to see if I'm lying or not. So we got to do a check on location. So I had to stay there. But in between the time coming, I called General Muhammad. And he answered the first ring. I said, Sir Slocky, goddamn. He said, Hans, what's wrong? I said, I almost shot this motherfucker. And I'm telling him what happened. And he listening. He said, Hans, I can't wait till the Most High pull you off that nasty ass job and get you up in this work better. He said, be patient, brother. Lord gonna pull you out of that job. You ain't gotta worry about this no more. Because I was like distraught. I was pissed off, upset, and all I can see, when your adrenaline is running in situations and when it died down some, you kind of be like, oh, Lord, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? And I was on the phone with him, talking to me, talking me down and everything. And it was like, okay, it was one of the most pleasant and wonderful things to have that man who's a brother to help you out. And I know a lot of y'all understand that, know that out there listening right now, because y'all call General Muhammad all the time. And I'm going to say this to you. If you're going to take his counsel, man, appreciate it. Follow it. You understand what I'm saying? He's been doing this for a long time under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. You know what I mean? Not only did he save my life, he's saving y'all lives as well. Appreciate it. When you hear General Mayaka Alaka give you counsel, you take that and appreciate it. When I got in charge of the whole Shamar, the nation of Israel, one time, he pulled me to the side about an incident that happened a year ago, and I forgot about it. He didn't forget about it. And the way he said it to me was real smooth. General Mayaka is like real smooth when he say certain things. And when he said it to me, it stayed in my head the whole time I was the head of Shamar. When they give you these counsels, man, you take that and understand and appreciate it. These men that have hazarded their lives in the Commander GEN.YAHANNA for this truth. And it ain't no joke. I see them save my life. I see them saving y'all lives out there, the ones who listening. And just appreciate it. You know what I mean? And let's build this nation, you know what I mean, the way it's supposed to be built. And don't take no shorts, man. That's all I wanted to say. So, Slocky, General.
Listen, what you're saying is so right, Doc. Like I I can't even measure how appreciated on another level sometimes, brothers and sisters could be when it comes to these generals and the council they have. You understand? General Muhammad, man, he on the phone all night. General Mayat, U-Haas as well. You know what I mean? And this needs to be recognized as something to strive for, not something that's there for, like, this is not Pizza Hut or Domino's. This ain't Domino's Pizza. It's something that you supposed to strive for. You supposed to strive to be right with the Most High and yourself to become a counselor, not to be a damn F up and that got to always be drawn into the council. You understand? You supposed to look at that and say, I want to do that. That brother, I want to get down with him. That brother that's thinking that way, I want to roll with that brother. I want to know him, see him, roll with him, and be around him, because that's a cat that's going to really add something to the Most High's house. You understand? Like, let's not forget the end game in this. Christ got to get a kingdom out of this. Yes, at the end of all of this, Christ got to have a kingdom out of this. Long before, you understand, this empire gets completely wiped out, Christ got to have a kingdom. And if we don't appreciate the things that he given, and then here's the thing, in this evil world, everybody appreciates diamonds. Everybody appreciates fancy cars, boats, planes, cash, whatever. Everybody appreciates that. But what never gets appreciated is the spiritual things that get added to you that save your life, like you just mentioned, those things got to get appreciated in here. That's what got to be made a part of this nation. And brother, we're going to do something. We're going to convince them angels to convince the Most High, to convince Christ to come and bring forth judgment on this place. You see what happened in Kentucky. I'm going to slide up off of it. Just get into Kentucky. You see what happened in the Kentucky. Don't act like the Most High is not real. This ain't, a club. We ain't no club. This is prophets of God returning the judgment of the Most High. You understand? Big shout out again to Katazama on breaking that down for General Muhammad. Like this is a real thing going on here. You understand? And it's really happening. Yediah, go on and read that story, man, if you don't mind, about this whole hurricane thing.
Colonel Wakan, sir. Over 80 killed in tornadoes in central United States. Biden declares emergency in Kentucky.
Like the Most High stepped in a world, and they didn't even see it coming. Go ahead.
People in the South and the Midwest are believed dead after severe weather that caused multiple tornadoes struck late Friday night and early Saturday morning, tearing through Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, Tennessee, and Arkansas.
Damn. I mean, he put the Midwest on notice. Go ahead.
Conor Wakan, sir. At least 70 people are likely to have died in Kentucky alone, the governor said, and the death toll may rise more than 100.
Damn. And let me tell you something. That's probably all a lie. That death toll, brother, is probably, thousands. Like all that devastation. You see how many of them houses fell that night? Why would you believe that it's just, a few people? That place is destroyed. It looked like a bomb hit it. I mean, blocks and blocks and blocks. Like whole neighborhoods wiped the hell out. You understand? People caught up in them houses in their beds, man. Roof torn off, wood and glass flying everywhere.
He said it's like a war zone, General.
Come.
With a war, Lord, and went to war.
And
one cat, he's so sad. He's sitting up in his house with no roof, debris everywhere. His piano was safe. He started playing the piano. With no trees and shit broken. He playing
like heaven got snatched out from underneath it. You know what I mean? Like that's real. Like that's what's really going on. Look at this place here. Look at that there. Good night. Like the Most High, like Esau think he know how to build a ghetto. He don't know how to build a ghetto like the Lord do. The Lord will turn your city into a ghetto.
Well, General, this is what they get. This is what the Bronx look like.
That's exactly
what New York look like.
That's exactly what
ghetto back where we live. It look like that.
That's every ghetto in every major city in America look just like that. You go right into them hoods right now, and the houses is abandoned, falling down. There's areas is just flat. They done tore the house down, blocks full of debris, trash everywhere. That's exactly what the Lord did. Exactly what he did. Let's get the scriptures on the tornadoes, man. Y'all want to chime in? Go ahead.
Obviously, your dad has something.
If I may, sir, I have another story in connection to what happened at a factory before the tornado hit, sir.
Go ahead.
It says factory workers threatened with firing if they left before tornado.
Damn. And come on, you guys. You in 2021, December, you blowing my mind. You mean to tell me that they did the sweatshop thing on these brothers and sisters, man? Imagine that. Go ahead. And wait a minute, before you even read that out, I just want to say this. Now, before this tornado, if you would have rode through Mayfield, brother, you would have thought that joint was something out of Norman Rockwell's books. Like, you would have thought this was heaven on earth. You'd have thought this was Mayberry. You understand? Meanwhile, look what they was doing in the dark, making the workers, the slaves, the poor people. You can't even leave, even though a tornado is coming. Go ahead, you guys. Salaki.
Connor Wakan, sir. Mayfield, Kentucky, as a catastrophic tornado approached this city, Friday, employees of a candle factory, which would later be destroyed, heard the warning sirens and wanted to leave the building. But at least 5 workers said supervisors warned employees that they would be fired if they left their shifts early.
And if I could, that's because them candles was Christmas candles. And we less than 2 weeks away from Christmas. And the Most High, this is amazing. The Most High is coming with the tornado, coming to do them in because he's against Christmas. And them supervisors say, man, you slaves, you make bricks without straw. You leave up out this damn factory before this tornado come and don't get these candles done, we're going to get rid of you. You fired. We're going to starve your family out here in this Midwest. You stay in this damn building and make them candles. I don't give a damn if God coming. You going to make these damn candles because, of course, they got to get their Christmas money. Go ahead, gentlemen. Go ahead, Mom. I know you want to chime in on this.
Please, sir, that's it.
Like that's insane. And you telling me this should not be the place of absolute righteousness for the Lord's children to pour into? Like, that's what I want. I want to see this place so righteous that the Lord's children pour into this place and fill the Lord's house up and make righteous decisions that will free thousands and thousands of brothers from the mental slavery that they was under. Imagine you poor living in goddamn Mayfield. You probably barely could even get a job in that small nothing damn town. And then you turn around now in that old nothing town, and you turn around now and they tell you you can't even leave before the tornado. Imagine that. Like, the Most High gonna bring hell and death on these people, man. Salakia, go ahead.
If I may, sir, it's a little bit more. The article.
Please.
It says, for hours, as word of the coming storm spread, as many as 15 workers beseeched managers to let them take shelter at their own homes, only to have their request rebuffed.
Women with children, with babies at home, with their grandmama, grandmama taking care of the baby, tornado coming. They don't want to be separated from the family, stuck out there by themselves. These pieces of garbage say, oh, hell no. Y'all gonna stay here and work. Nobody to leave. These candles must be made. Like for our people, for blacks and Latinos in there, and you know Midwest, full of Latinos who came up on the migrations working in them fields. And of course, now they halfway can't work in the fields because they, chasing them down. Brothers and sisters in the South, you understand, trying to survive, and they end up in Mayfield, and you think you come into Norman Rockwell's dream of heaven, and you come in a damn nightmare. Tornado coming to bastard saying you can't even leave. You can't even leave. Meanwhile, a damn tornado coming down on your head. Go ahead. I want to get the scriptures on these tornadoes. Go ahead.
Well, kind of, I made sure a lot of the workers too were primarily Ephraim, sir, from Puerto Rico.
There you go. There you go. You understand? Living up in that Midwest, trying to survive. They starved Puerto Rico to death. They buried them. They declared bankruptcy a couple of years ago because they stole all the money out of Puerto Rico. So tons of Puerto Ricans, of course, having U.S. passports, being American citizens, came up to the Midwest so that they can try to find themselves some work and try to feed their family and take care of themselves, man. Like the phenomenon of slavery is amazing, man. And then you sit up there and don't never sit up there and tell me slavery is over. Don't never sit up there and tell me that was in the past. This exists right now. And just think the hold they got to have on you. A tornado is coming. Your family is at home. Just think the hold they got to have on you to make you not walk away from a tornado. A damn tornado coming. For hours they hearing the warnings, hearing about the destruction. You in the Midwest where you familiar. It ain't like you ain't familiar with tornadoes in the Midwest. And the hold that they have on you where you stand in the tornado and get killed. Where you damn near really halfway commit suicide to please your slave master. And here's why the U.P.K. got to be perfect. The U.P.K. got to be right before the Most High. And here's why. Because now think about it. Everybody in the I.S.U.P.K. knows that the tornadoes come from the Lord. And everybody in the I.S.U.P.K. knows that we're in captivity. So everybody that would have been in that factory from the I.S.U.P.K. would have known to say, I stand with the Most High. Damn that, even if they fire me, my brothers and sisters will work with me. I'll get another job. That's what somebody in the U.P.K. would. Am I lying, y'all? That's what somebody in the U.P.K. would have said. And as a result, our brothers and sisters would have escaped out of that daggone factory, right or wrong.
And if I could say one thing, sir, if you don't mind.
Please, General.
And that's why Christmas is the cruelest holiday of the year. And there is no time of the year more cruel than the time we're in right now. Anyone that at least just had any sense of self-preservation, watching the news, watching CNN, knowing that there is an oncoming tornado coming at them. They're in the epicenter of the storm, the center of the storm, but they, of course, did not leave, but they begged their supervisor for permission to leave. And that's for one reason, because these were brothers and sisters who were specifically shipped into this town from Puerto Rico for the specific reason to fill holiday orders. People who live in Puerto Rico who don't have electricity or water. People who were solicited to come to Kentucky from Puerto Rico.
Right.
Specifically, and our oppressor is so cruel. He destroys countries to have more willing workers. Wipes out societies, knowing that once they're destroyed, he'll have more able and willing slaves. Humble, docile slaves. And that's what he had in that factory. Docile, obedient workers, not because they don't have heart or they don't have courage, but they have hunger.
That's
they
right.
have thirst, and they have children. And because of that, they were solicited to come over to America or come over to the States from Puerto Rico specifically to work the holiday rush in a candle factory that makes Christmas candles. And because of it, they begged for hours off. How long does a tornado last? Seconds? 30 seconds. They begged for seconds off, and they were denied. And their supervisor knew that they would not leave because of hunger and poverty. And that's what Christmas is about. Christmas is about cruelty. For every gift that you receive, for every happy child on Christmas Day, some poor immigrant suffered for that.
Yes.
A slave had to die so that you could get one day of happiness. There are people that are going to suffer for a generation. For them, this is the time of selfishness. This is the time of greed, of evil and anger and envy. And anyone who loved life would never celebrate Christmas. Salakia, sir.
Damn right.
Damn right, sir.
Like to die for nothing. To die so that some Edomite can put a candle on their fireplace that smells good and sing Christmas hymns. You got to die in the factory. Like, boy, we better wake the hell up. And that's why ISUPK is the greatest place to be on earth. That's why it's the greatest daggone place on earth to be, because this is the only place you're going to learn to just not fall for that garbage. Man, it's insane. So that's it. You know what I mean? Where are we going with it, y'all?
There's another story, if I could, sir, that happened today about this brother that killed his family. Do we have that, Yediah? Sir, do you want the precepts for the tornado?
Yeah, let's can we run two of them right quick and we'll go on to the next story? We need to at least give everybody a couple of these scriptures to know. If you haven't been in class or whatever, you can get a couple of these scriptures in right now, so you can understand why we do what we do. And that's why we sound so different to this world. We sound so different to this world because we read in the Bible. You start to really read the Bible, you'll start to see that the tornadoes are the Lord's doing. Esau tried to make it out like, the tornadoes is a sad tragedy and they got to overcome and get past it. That's why you turn on CNN and they got all kind of stories of rescues and people as heroes and trying to show that they can get past the storm. But them storms going to get worse and worse. Them punishments going to get greater and greater. And them punishments going to end with nuclear war, because these are punishments from the Most High. No matter what Esau say, this is punishment. Go ahead, Yediah.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 19. Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is gone forth in fury. Even a grievous whirlwind, it shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked.
That's clear as a bell. It done fell grievously on the head of the wicked, where they had to declare a state of emergency because it fell on their damn head. I mean, that building right there is leveled. And if you think it ain't level, just look at the bulldozers. The bulldozers look like toys next to all that rubble. The bulldozers look like little Tonka toys your kid would play with. That's how much factory fell on there, to where the rubble is as high as the bulldozer. That's what the hell you looking at. You looking at massive devastation, and you ain't gonna tell me 5 people is all that died in there. They are definitely lying about the numbers. Go ahead.
Nahum 1 and 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power.
He's great in power. He might be slow to it. He's going to take his time and be patient. But he is mighty in power, brother. Worthy to be praised. And nobody knows the Most High but the ISUPK. This is where he imparts his knowledge to the prophets, and have been since 1969. So I'm thinking every fool that opened the scriptures and read what we taught them in Jeremiah 14 and 2 means now everybody got the knowledge of the Most High. They don't have the knowledge of the Most High. You understand? They just regurgitating Jeremiah 14 2 because that's what we taught them. Revelation 1 and 14, 13 and 15, we taught them that.
That's right, sir.
So don't run around thinking somebody knows something now, or somebody is some authority in these scriptures. The Lord got prophets already. ISUPK, where the prophets of the Lord dwell. Go ahead,
Yeah, right, sir.
Right.
And will not at all acquit the wicked.
They're never going to get off. There's no way on the Lord's green earth that Esau is going to get away with what he's been doing. There's no way possible. The only way he can get away with it is if you never turn back to the Most High. If you continue in your wickedness until there's none of us left, then they could have, but that's not going to happen, because the UPK is here and the Lord is with us. Go ahead, Op.
The whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet.
Damn, the clouds are the dust of his feet. Most High can bring hell down, and will. Go ahead. Somebody was trying to get in? Y'all jump in anytime, please. Go ahead.
Man confesses to murder on Facebook Live before killing ex-wife.
Damn. That's the metaverse, y'all. They gonna be the serial killer is gonna be in the metaverse. Go ahead.
A Maryland man gunned down his former girlfriend in Baltimore, then murdered his ex-wife and confessed to killings on Facebook Live before shooting himself.
That's that mental illness you was talking about earlier, man.
Kind of one and the Christmas spirit.
Oh, right.
The video and all this is done because of the inadequacies that Black men and Hispanic men feel every Christmas. Longing for their children that don't respect them because they don't have the money to buy Christmas gifts. I believe we have video right here, sir.
What?
We ready to rock?
Listen, let me tell you that if I could, that's heavy. That's heavy. What you just brought out, like our brothers are walking around feeling inadequate, feeling short of the fatherhood that they deserve, being disrespected by their children, looked at as less than a man, while their mama's sitting there and they are sitting there watching TV and seeing some Edomite coming home with a Christmas tree on his shoulder and 2 big bags of Christmas gifts in his hand. You understand, with Christmas carols playing in the background, eggnog waiting for him at the door.
Yeah.
And so they don't feel like anything. And as a result, going over the edge with the mental illness they may already have. Go ahead.
You done?
Raji Sharif Black, 44, admitted he murdered his ex-girlfriend, Tara Landman, Saturday afternoon while outside of the Columbia apartment building of his ex-wife, Wendy Natalie Black, according to the chilling clip.
And if I could, sir, until we can find the video, you already know, sir, from this school you established in Baltimore, the tremendous poverty that brothers and sisters suffer in Baltimore.
They sure
Baltimore would be shocking to most people that have never seen Blacks and Hispanics living in the true condition that we live in America. Until you go to a city like Baltimore and see it for yourself. Now imagine being in that city and yet the ideal Christmas being waved in front of your face every day. Like a banquet, a meal that you can never eat. That everyone else is eating, or to be more exact, the good people, the people with children that love them. The men who are real men. The men who are providers, the men who deserve respect. They're eating that banquet. They're having the love from children and the respect from children that you really don't deserve. But it's in front of your face every year. You see it, but you live in Baltimore. You live on the west side of Baltimore. You live there. And now you see it, and over time, with compiled and aggravated with the fact that your mother was on drugs and your father was on drugs and you were raised in foster care and you've been suffering your entire life and you were molested and you never found any help from the people that were in position to help you. And every year you have to watch the perfect people have the perfect Christmas.
Wow.
Sooner or later, you decide that life like you are living it is not good enough. And that's the cruelty of Christmas. To wave an ideal Christmas in front of you that you can never have, because if you had the money to have a good Christmas, they wouldn't have anyone to make the candles. They wouldn't have anyone to work in the factories. They wouldn't have delivery men to deliver Christmas gifts. Right. If you had the money to have the perfect Christmas. So you can never be rich enough to have the Christmas on TV because someone has to deliver the packages and make the candles. So now you'll just idolize it, worship it, desire it, and never achieve it. And there are some people that think that's a life that's not worth living. And sir, that's what happened to this brother. And he is not alone. Salakia, sir.
Damn right, man. Damn right. You know, man. Merry Christmas, man. Go ahead, y'all.
Salaki, sir, if I may, I didn't mean to cut in. We got the video.
Go ahead.
I gotta make it quick. For everybody out there that supported me and really knows what's going on, thank you all. I've been going through a custody battle. I've been going through having my ex-wife say I molested my children and all kinds of craziness. Been fighting for custody for 3 years. So, you know, shit has been real crazy. What's up, Oliver? You know about this. Going through it with my ex-wife, blah, blah, blah. So, and start dating somebody new. And she got pregnant. And, we got in a fight. First thing she does, she's threatening that she's going to do the same thing. You're never going to see your kids, blah, blah, blah. It's the holidays, man. I don't have no family, nothing. Anyway, I just did something crazy, man. I just shot my ex-girlfriend in the head, yo. Felt like a dream. Like, I never thought I would be that guy. I can't go to prison, so the person that really started my depression and all of this is my ex-wife. So she next. And then I'm going to do myself too. But I just wanted to say this to people. Don't play with people's emotions, man. Don't lie on these men. Oh, here's my ex-wife right here.
Damn. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. Did he just say that was my ex-wife right there and went over there and murdered her?
Kind of one kind.
And brother, like if that is not a wake-up call for you to stay away from a disgusting, evil, wicked woman, then I don't know what is. Like them women was like, for him to not get custody, she charged him with child molestation. Cut him totally off. When according to the Lord, you marry a woman, that woman belongs to you. Esau don't got no damn right to take your woman away from you or to tell you you can't see your children. Now, we have to obey the laws of the land, but it is a evil set of laws done to black men. Like I mean, if his side of the story is correct, he could just have mental illness. But he sounded like he was snapping because of, being pushed out the door from his own family. Salaki,
sir. And I don't know. I'm sure the generals remember, but like several years ago, this had to be like 7-8 years ago. You did a tape on oppression on black men, and in particular child support. How Eve uses the system against black men, calls the police, and you started saying that you started talking about how black women are going to end up in garbage cans and suitcases because black men are not going to know what to do under those circumstances and oppression. You know what I'm saying? And they want to keep talking about how like there's everywhere I see like somebody having a voice in recent history, they're starting to talk about like a rise in domestic violence or something along the lines of even a lot of sisters justifying why they want to, quote unquote, step outside of their race and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you said this 7 to 8 years ago that you were going to start seeing an increase in this, you know what I'm saying, due to oppression on black men.
And them brothers, damn right. And them brothers not knowing how to, he didn't know what to do. He said it. He did not know what to do. Once again, why I know I'm saying this, I'm peppering this through this whole thing, but the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, you must set a high standard. You must impress the Most High with your righteousness. You understand? You must impress the Lord because that's the only way this is going to be increased so that brothers like him and that's them two sisters that's dead right now are going to get past all of the traps that's being done here. Now, if you really look at it, here's the trap. The trap starts with the daggone draconian laws that Esau put on you. That's where it starts at. Like these laws, you start to try to fight what he set up to destroy you, you start bucking up against them laws. And them laws are set up to put you in the street, have you broke, separated, lose your children. She take the house, the car, to destroy you. That's the point. The point is to destroy you and to put you in a cage and to wipe you out from existence. And as you start to go down that road and run into them blocks, you don't know how to get out of them. And there must be a place to teach you how to get out of them. Well, that's what the ISUPK is. And it has to be righteous in here. It has to be clean in here. It has to be of the highest standard above any church or any mosque. And then the Most High will shine on it. And then there will be room for brothers to wake up and escape all of this stuff. You understand? Brothers out here, they trapping brothers with all type of charges. Like a woman charging you with child molestation, I could put you in the penitentiary. You could do hard time in the penitentiary if not for the Most High. You telling me this should not be the perfect place? This should not be the place that the angels go before the Lord and say, man, they doing right by you, Lord. Please go save them brothers down there for what's going on. This should not be that place. No, this is going to be that place. This is going to be that place because that is necessary, man. You understand? Because otherwise they trapping brothers out and wiping them out. That's why he said she got me up on these child molestation charges. Just the child support charges alone is destroying brothers' lives. Like brothers is, and listen, and making them, and here's the thing, it's so evil. The child support laws is making brothers a victim to more than one woman. Because of course, after the first child support laws, you understand, you're wiped out financially. So now you really need help. So if you're in the world and don't know better, the first thing you got to do is find a woman that will help you while you got nothing. And so now you got to be up under another woman. And guess what? Now, if she's in the world, you're going to have to now obey that woman's rules. Why? Because you're a charity case now. You're a charity case that she can take or leave whenever the hell she feels like it. So now she can be the monster that Satan wants her to be. And you got to sit in her house like a goddamn mouse. The only way out of that is the ISUPK. It's the only way that men are going to be freed up and that the spirit of the Lord is going to be breathed. Like the Lord told Ezekiel, breathe in the spirit of the breath of life into them, man. You understand? And he had to breathe that. He had to educate them in these scriptures, educate them in the work of the Lord. It's damn hard trying to do that out when you going to work every day. They taking your entire paycheck. You living with another monster who's sitting up there, you know, putting your life and a shelter over your head on the edge every time she wake up and feel like it.
Well, I make it quick.
Every time she done had a bad day, your ability to have a roof over your head goes into jeopardy. Like that's hell to have to live under, and a lot of stress. And for those of you that don't know better in these scriptures, you're done. You're gonna snap like this brother did. And like Katazar brought out earlier, we're gonna see more of that because after, and this is the scary part, if it becomes a trend, they're gonna do this just like they do sticking up a liquor store. Brothers are gonna wake up one day and say, oh, she done went too far. Pop, pop, put her in a suitcase and bury her in the woods somewhere and say, I don't know where she went. Me and her was going back and forth. She said she had nothing left. Like they're going to start to do things like that. I mean, I'm not putting it out there for them to do it, but the pattern is obvious. Okay. And as a result, you're going to see a lot of our sisters diss the hell up here. You understand? And of course, it would not have to happen if we in the ISUPK. You understand? And big shout out to all the generals, man, for giving so much help to brothers and sisters so that they don't end up in that situation. Go ahead, General.
If I can, sir, somebody in the chat said on that said by finding the truth on YouTube, his woman sounded like she broke up with me to move in an apartment before Christmas, and I'll be on child support. Pray for me.
Damn, see that? Yeah. And tell me we just randomly talking. This brother said that just happened to him. God. You know what I mean? A lot of women gonna leave their man just because they ready to do some new hoeing for Christmas.
God.
Like some of these nasty whores want a fresh rod for Christmas. They don't want that same rod telling them to stop running up them credit card bills, have your ass in the house. These kids need to be fed. What the hell is wrong with? They don't want that. They want new fresh rod coming in there in that house for Christmas. So guess what? Your life and your children and your whole world, who gives a damn? They'll throw it in the street because they're a piece of garbage from the gate.
Right.
And once again, if we don't make this place the place for sisters to come in and not be that filthy piece of garbage, then guess what? This will be that same place. You understand? And listen, let me tell you something. A woman, a lot of these women out here ain't as dumb as you think they are. They see you standing on that corner with them boots and them braids, talking about the Most High and the scriptures and the law and Esau, and they sitting up there saying to themselves, damn, he's strong. I bet you I let him knock this back out one time. I bet you that nigga will stop following all them laws he carrying. And her girlfriend's gonna laugh like, girl, you crazy. 6 months later, she done put her head wrap on her and a long skirt and creeped her ass in the door and found your dumb ass sitting up there waiting to be preyed on. And instead of you bringing her through the fire and walking her through like you should, you can be simple. She sleep with you and then throw your dumb ass away. And there he go. And then look at the man of God like he ain't shit. Like, look at him. He ain't shit. I took the nigga down in 3 weeks. I put this ass on him in 3 weeks. And that was the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Be better, man. Be better. And here, we're better. You know what I mean? And for that brother that's on the chat on YouTube, listen, you found the right place. Come join I.S.U.P.K, man, and get this counsel and get up in here, man. We'll fight with you. We done fought many cases with that child support. We got such a winning streak. It's amazing. I mean, we got a winning streak with that. There's strategies around all of that. You know what I'm saying? If you could have a little strength and some faith and obedience to the Most High, right? You know what I mean? Then you can battle that as well. Like some of these monsters out here, they're life changers. They almost as bad as Esau. At least Esau, if he don't kill you on the side of the road, he'll lock you up. But some of these monsters gonna not only get you locked up on false charges, they're gonna take your family, your kids, your house, everything, like a selfish pig. And you will have deserved it because you will not have obeyed the Most High. You have not humbled yourself, man, and put yourself on your knees and beseech the Most High for his help. You understand? Only a dumb toddler would run without a parent's guidance. A toddler don't know nothing better. They don't know. They just having fun. So they run across the room and slam themselves into the wall, trip over something and bust their head, bang into the table because they don't know better. You be smarter than a toddler. You got a Father in heaven that put his name on you. Put his name on you. You got a Father in heaven. Come into the I.S.U.P.K and let your Father help you instead of banging into the goddamn table and the wall every minute before you get your hand slammed in the refrigerator or something stupid like toddlers do. Don't do that. Instead, come in here and be new. So for that brother and everybody else out there, man, you understand? We trying to build a safe haven. The Lord said, I will leave you a little sanctuary. We need a safe haven, man, for righteousness to exist. You understand? Like in a polluted land, you need that. That's why the Lord was so right to say what he said to Abraham about Lot. He said, if Abraham beseeched him, man, and said, if it be one righteous man, Lord, will you deliver that man? Will you not wipe out the city? And the Lord said, if it be one, and went in there and took Lot out the city. That's what you want to be. You better be Lot. You better be the one righteousness in an evil ass world with bangers in every city, with drugs and bitches swinging on poles and all kind of madness. You better be the one cat that is that is worthy of the Lord sending them angels in there and delivering the hell up out of that damn city before he wiped that damn city out. And brother, that's what we set out to build in this I.S.U.P.K. That's what all these cats set out to build, and we're gonna keep building it and keep building that sanctuary. And those that feel it those that feel. Sister said this to me one day. Sister came to me and she said one day, she said, let me tell you something. She said, I did not really understand what the hell y'all was about. She said, but I got to tell you something. She said, until it happened to you, you don't realize how much you need brothers like y'all. And then she began to tell me the story of what she had gone through. And she had gone through some stuff with some Edomites. And the Edomites tried to get her up on false charges and went through all this stuff. And when she went through all that, she realized at that point that these people, she realized it's as though she heard and knew that they was the devil. But it was like it went inside her that point, because like General Muhammad always bring out, you know, we don't know what's wrong unless it happens to us. And it happened to her, and she understood it. And brother, she joined the I.S.U.P.K with the realness, okay, about being in this truth. Because of course it happened to her. And she know if it ain't, when it happened to you, then you're gonna know. And it's happening to our people every day. And they got to have a righteous place to escape, man. They got to have an escape right. They got to have Mattathias and the Maccabean brothers, man, waiting. They got to have, you understand, I.S.U.P.K. Houston crossing the border. And Bon Lawyer, of course, rapping for 12 hours in the Levite. They got to have that. And you got to give it to them. And the only way for you to give them to them is you got to make it got to go inside you. Like this don't happen because we build a building or we raise some money or we hold a high holy day. This happens because you let it go inside you. And it don't, and you didn't allow it to become something other than a sanctuary for us to get delivered from. You've denied yourself to make sure your baby eats, which is what every mother is supposed to do. Every mother is supposed to be hungry if necessary, but that baby is supposed to get that milk. And every woman that's halfway sensible knows that that's her obligation. That her obligation is to make sure this baby eat, regardless of whether this baby appreciates it or not. A baby don't know better. The baby just want to eat. And you're the parent. In I.S.U.P.K, we the parents. And these brothers and sisters coming out the world, we got to feed them. We got to feed them. We got to educate them. We got to correct them. We got to fix them. And we got to, above all, not let them destroy us. Don't let your child go into the closet, get the gun out, and shoot your dumb ass. The hell is wrong with you? You didn't know better to put the gun on the high shelf or lock the damn gun up? Don't come in here. Don't let the world come in here and corrupt you, poison you, destroy you before we get a chance to build something out that is amazing. You understand? That is, we should be building something that's so righteous that we feel guilty. And we're in here like, damn, yeah, I hope the Lord keep me in there, because this is where righteousness is at. That's what we got to build. Because otherwise we ain't going to surpass them churches or them mosques or all these other crackpot BS religions or fake Israelites, we got a whole gay Israelite organization with wearing goddamn purple, building more homosexuality than ever before. It is absolutely insanity. We got to be better. And we will be better. We will be better because we got the better men in here who believe and love the Most High in Christ, and we will do what we got to do to get it done in here. You know what I'm saying? So, Lakia, go ahead, y'all.
Okay. Cooks County DA Kim Foxx facing renewed criticism for following Smollett verdict for dropping charges last year.
Go ahead. Let's bring it out. What they call him? Smoochie? What they call him?
Juicy.
Juicy. That's it. Juicy. They call that nigga Juicy. The nigga that got famous. They call him Juicy. Go ahead,
Honorable Khan, sir. Cook County, Illinois District Attorney Kim Foxx is facing renewed criticism after actor Jussie Smollett was convicted of 5 charges related to faking a hate crime over a year after Fox's office dropped charges against him.
Go ahead. Give me some more if you don't mind, because I'm about to drop the hammer on it. unless the generals want to jump in. Because this, to me, let me tell you something. This story right here, to me, was confirmation of something that we've been saying since 2008. And I know the generals understand what I'm talking about. Back on 8th and H with them heavy hitting brothers down there in D.C., when we was out there blazing about the proliferation and promotion of black homosexuality, man, in the black and Latino community. This is proof positive that there is an active operation among these powerful black leaders that seek to turn our brothers and sisters into gay and lesbian people. Go ahead, give me more on it.
Was heavily criticized last year, including by the Chicago Fraternal Order of Police, who called for her to resign after dropping several charges against Smollett in 2020 for allegedly faking a hate crime where he said he was beat up by racist and homophobic Trump supporters. The public outrage sparked the decision to drop many of the charges, resulting in the appointing of a special prosecutor.
They had to appoint a special prosecutor because she would not prosecute it. With all the crime in Chicago, you think she'd be all over it. But she was not all over it when it came to this. And the whole reason is she got a call from on high. Give me some more. She got a call from on high about what they were pushing. And once again, they're going to try to guilt us into taking away something that is so precious to us as a man. Your masculinity is so precious to you, man. You're being a man in the time, like in the time of captivity, you being a man is one of the most, if not the most precious thing next to them scriptures. Next to them scriptures, it is the most important thing. Your masculinity is so important. Go ahead, Salakia. Sorry to cut all in on y'all, generals. Bear with me.
Honorable Khan. It says, Michelle Obama's ex-top aide texted Kim Foxx, the prosecutor, early in the case.
The president of the United States' wife, assistant, called the prosecutor specifically about this case. And go ahead, give me the next line or two.
Honorable Khan. Tina Tisch's longtime friend wasn't surprised the former Obama administrative aide helped connect Jussie Smollett's family with a top Illinois prosecutor.
Imagine that. I mean, Jussie went and got a phone call from Obama's wife's assistant and told to back down off of them charges. Don't tell me, man, since Obama got in office, they haven't been trying to do this to black men. They wanted to guilt these black men. They want to use homosexuality as the battleground against Trump at that time. They wanted damn near, here's the picture. They wanted black men to be represented as black homosexuals so they can be victims again. Like, the way to make them victims again is not to bring out the part in their mind. Don't bring out the part that they being murdered by cops in the streets and destroyed it with all these draconian laws. That wasn't as important as turning them into homosexuals so there could be compassion for them, so that they could say, you're depriving a certain section of society. So what did they do? They let this piece of garbage out orchestrate a whole big lie about being a homosexual and being black and being attacked so that he could gain some political ground for homosexual rights. It is disgusting. It is vile and disgusting and the evilest thing on the Lord's green earth to promote. Like, now, if you don't want to get shot by the cops, had it gone through and become a big political issue, then it would have been like, oh no, you can't kill black men that are homosexual. You're violating their civil rights. Because everybody knows you can violate black men's civil rights in this empire and not have any repercussions. But you can't violate the homosexual community. Oh no, that's what they were doing. And brother, it was coming from on high, and they were pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and it almost went through. The Hamites gave it up, though. The Hamites turned on them and gave it up. Like you're under like the Israel, the blacks, let's see, the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel are under assault from so many angles. Yeah. You got us, go ahead, General. You being assaulted from everywhere. Go ahead, General. Was you gonna say something, Salaki, General?
Not me. No, I was just saying, sir.
Like you being assaulted from every angle. You understand? Of every angle, like you being forced into homosexuality. Imagine that. And forced into the belief. And that's another thing that should be recognized. This whole idea of you being free to choose whatever you want to do is such a lie. Your life is orchestrated by these people. Where are you going to live? How many of us you going to be educated? How much wealth and gross national product will be among blacks and Latinos? What religion you're going to be? They've orchestrated that, and you have not. We as a people got to fight up against it so that we can build what really is righteous. A lot of us thought we had it covered with Black Lives Matter. Woo! We was on the march until Joe Biden got in office. Black Lives Matter went and had a coffee break. They were gone. But guess who was there? I.S.U.P.K was there on them corners, still putting it down. Like nothing ever changed. That is what's real. It's a lot.
I believe that's it, sir. That might be time.
Oh, we out of time. Damn, Salaki, I hogged up the time. Salaki, General. Listen, I want to let everybody know Passover is coming up. We will be definitely setting things up wonderfully this year. All the brothers have gotten ahead of the game. They're ready for it coming up. You got some lectures coming up. I'm not sure which ones, but let everybody know. I want to thank Captain Shawarya Allah, man, and all the brothers and sisters in Florida for hosting us, man. They did an amazing job. I don't know if I mentioned it last week. They did an amazing job for hosting us last week. You know what I mean? Let me just shamelessly show you. I want to just say Thawada. You see how much is left, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Thawada, the brothers in Florida, man, for this wonderful gift on behalf of our King Yahweh. I accept it to the last drop. God. And so big shout out to them. I want to thank the generals for coming through. An amazing job you're doing in the work of the Most High, man. Stay with us every Monday night. You know how we do. We do it up live every Monday night. You know what I mean? Join us. Get down with us. Wednesday and Saturday as well. Our channel is doing very, very good right now, man. We plan to keep it rolling and keep it running and keep things going great with it. ISUPK.com. This is the truth. Let's make this house glorious, man. I'll see y'all next time live on the UPK. Did I forget any announcements, y'all? Anything else? Anything else, Marah? Yediah got to be brought out. Generals? That's it. All right. See y'all next time live on the UPK, y'all. Shalom.
Good to go? Yes, sir.
Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Blackwatch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch.